It's pretty gray and dreary outside at the moment, but it's May 9th, which means that here in Toronto it is officially the frost-free date and it's the beginning of gardening season. So I'm making this video to give you a tour of how I'm going to have my balcony garden set up for this year. This is my first year having this balcony and having this garden set up, so I just wanted to give a little bit of a tour of how that will be looking. I also wanted to make this video because I have a lot of challenges with this space. As you can see from the angle that I'm taking the video from, I live quite high up. Down there is 14 stories below, and I face north in Toronto. I'm also in a quite windy area because I'm in a high-rise. But in spite of all these limitations, and also living in Zone 4, which is a pretty cold climate, it's still totally possible to grow a lot of great stuff on the balcony over the summer. And so I wanted to make this video just to show that even if you have really unfavorable conditions, it'll still be possible to grow really great stuff. So this is just to show you the very beginning of things, and I'll make more videos to show how things are progressing throughout the season. The layout of my balcony is pretty typical for a Toronto high-rise, and I guess that's probably the case in other cities as well. It's pretty long though, so it is about 4 feet wide by about 20 feet long, so it's about 80 square feet. But because it's so long, it's not really ideal for having raised beds or anything like that. It's very narrow, and we also need space to be able to do things besides just growing stuff out here. So I've really tried to maximize space as much as I can. So I'll just start over here and give you a bit of a tour. So here I've just got a little plant stand that I found in the garbage a long time ago and have kept for many years. And I'm just placing some different window boxes in there. I've got some pots on the ground with some things growing. I've got, here is sort of the main, I guess, component of my setup. So I wanted to make use of vertical space. I have concrete walls because it's an apartment building, so it wasn't really going to be easy to install something to the wall. So because my balcony is exactly 48 inches wide, I was able to find a shelving unit that was 48 inches wide that fits perfectly right in this space. And I'm going to attempt to be growing things on each of these shelves, so having little window boxes here that I'll stagger so that they're able to get the most sun possible. This is metal, it's powder coated, so it should be pretty waterproof, although it's not actually meant for going outside. But we'll see how it works. I'm not convinced that it's going to work perfectly. The distance between the shelves is only about 13 or 14 inches, so it's not as much height as I would like for the plants to be able to get tons of sunlight. I also wish it was a little bit higher. It's about 5.5 feet tall. But that's the best I could find, so we'll see how it works. Over here, I've just got some stuff hardening off in buckets because, as I said, it's the first frost-free date, or it's the first beginning of the frost-free season, so I'm just starting to harden things. So I've just got some tomatoes going here. These are in 5-gallon buckets. And then all along the rest of the railing, I'm going to be putting these little window boxes. So they're only, I don't know, maybe 6 inches deep, so it doesn't take up that much of the space on the side, but it's right next to the glass pane of the balcony, so hopefully they'll be able to get a fair amount of light. I have some things growing here, like some peas, for example, that don't, to my eye anyway, look leggy or deprived of light at all. And so I think that's a pretty good sign that they're getting a fair amount of light, even though it's in a north-facing balcony. Now, one thing about Toronto, and this is, I guess, unique to our context, but north in Toronto is not exactly pure north. What we call north is actually slightly northwest, so the sun tends to set right about somewhere over here. So I do get 4 or 5 hours a night of sunlight on a good day. Today it's pretty cloudy, so that's not going to happen, but in general I can count on a few hours at least of direct sun. The final thing that I guess I wanted to show off is just these little Christmas lights. So I installed these because I wanted a little bit of a decoration over Christmas, but I'm deciding to leave them because I found that they actually work pretty well as a pigeon deterrent. In Toronto, as with many other cities, there's a bit of an issue with pigeons coming and roosting on the little railing and leaving messes everywhere and trying to make nests. So it hasn't been 100% effective, but because the lights are kind of spiky shaped, it does deter them quite significantly, I've found. So I'll keep you updated on if that's working well or not. But yeah, that's basically the beginning of the year here, and as things progress, I'll make some more videos showing the progress of things. So yeah, May 9th, this is the beginning of how things look.